Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we were playing with a, well, I was going to call it an Abzan deck, but in reality it looks like it's more of a, like a Wooburg 5-color deck, but mostly Selesnya. That's what it is. Green and white, taking it all the way to the end, at which point then you can play pretty much whatever you want. But regardless, I've called it Abzan 67. If any of this sounds interesting to you, stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, the guy that chatbots talk about in their free time, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed for a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the AetherHub. It's referred to as an Abzan deck and had a 67% win rate, so I said, let's check it out. All right, so I played this a couple times. What appears we got going on is we got a bit of a ramp, we got a bit of like control, and then we got a lot of like lay down the hammer super creatures up there at the 7 level. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to take a look at the cards that are in this deck, and then we're going to go out and crush some hopes and dreams. All right, what do we got here? We got pin down creatures and planeswalkers. Draw a card if you put out something with the mana value of 5 or greater. A little dude, and otherwise this is a treasure. Exile a creature until this card is destroyed. Put this guy out, grab a land. This guy can't do anything until you have 7 lands. Archangel comes out and can ping things for 2 twice. Otherwise, you still have a flying lifelink 3/4. This one, you go and grab 2 basic lands, put it into the battlefield tapped. You can just crack open the egg. You get yourself a vigilant, hasty mana elemental with 4/4. Elesh Norn causes into the battlefield effects to happen twice. When you do it, it makes your opponent's enter the battlefield effects happen not at all. Sunfall will wipe the board. It exiles all creatures. You get Incubate X, where X is the number of creatures exiled. Leyline Binding gets cheaper with the more mana types you have that goes out. Tri-lands reduce it down to where you're pretty much only paying 1 white mana to play this spell. Virtue Persistence does -3 to a target creature. Otherwise, for 7, at the beginning of your upkeep, you could take a target creature from a graveyard and put it into the battlefield under your control. Etali will... what does it make you do? Exile until you get to a non-land card. You can pick one from yours and one from your opponent and then put those into play. Herd Migration either goes and fetches a land, or you can put out essentially 5 3/3 beasts for 7. Atraxa, when you put it out, it gets Flying, Vigilant, Death of Lifelink, and is a 7/7. And you can pick reveal the top 10 cards of your library. And you take one from each type, and you put them into your hand. Usually you got to throw away cards when you're done here, but whatevs. It's better to have too many cards than too little, right? Bunches of multicolored lands to make use of the domain effects and to be able to play for things. Pay for things like Atraxa there. It's a little slow, but we got the control to help ourselves out. And we also have the ability to lay out multiple lands per turn with the ramp, so that allows us to get around the slow mana stuff going on. All right, so what are we doing? We're ramping up as fast as we can. We're holding our opponents down by wiping things out and eventually throwing down big fatties like we've been eating at a food buffet. All right. So before we go out and do our damage, let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Dear Black King Toxrill, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear our prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. All right, up against Rengelstad. Rengelstad. That's a lot of slow mana. Let's put out the greens, I guess. So we got the opportunity. Not this one. Either of these two. All right, what do I got there? Nothing white. No one's got white in it. I had a white. Why couldn't I have played it? Oh, I don't have basic lands. I have no basic lands. Yeah, that's not going to help out, is it? Seem to want white more than anything else at the moment. We'll just get that out there. We can ossify our pal Jace here in a second. One, two, three, four, five. This guy's trying to mill me. Yoink! Let's get a Beanstalker out. Alright, next turn. He's still looking for stuff. One. I don't know why. Yeah, this is seems like a lot of lame stuff. There we go. Oh, discard 2 cards. Land. I don't think I care. We got a couple of herd migrations. Yeah, this guy's trying to mill me. We've gone way too long without doing any damage. That was a problem. Pop. Pop. If we get this out, we can go ahead and get another dude out. All in for 7. It's not helping when people getting that much life's not going to help when we're going against Mill. That's the problem. What do I got left? 21? He's probably sweating it. It's not enough to kill me, man. It's only 15. Down to 6. And we win! Alright, there we go. We took out Mill. Victory! Alright, we're playing against Xibaros. Xibaros. Two mana. That's going to do it. Pumpkinhead! Alright, so all I got the ability to do is to nail something. We do have a mana, though. That's good. Getting close to 4. Leyline will take care of something. I can eat that guy's milkshake. I don't think I really care about it, though. What are we playing with here? We got no blue, no white. Let's do that blue and white. Oh, blue. Okay, I thought it took 2, just did 1. Lame. Matcha. So get that white we've been looking for. Still, we need 2 white to be able to play the Archangel. These are both 7s. That's a 7. Okay, that's a little bit of drawing. We gotta really we have to get more mana is the problem. This deck is thirsty for it. Alright, there we go. He's got a little bit of something going on. We need more white is what we really need. Basic land, come on, baby. You can do it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get up to 7. We can start laying down the hammer. White. I don't care what he's got there. I'm mostly concerned about creatures. He's losing his own life at that point. Card draw, yeah, it's kind of bad, but... Draw that card. All right, we'll be able to wipe out his board on the next turn with Archangel of Wrath. This guy's coming out slow. But we'll be in the 7 category at that point. Ooh, I can just play it now, huh? All right, let's go for Atraxa. Okay, well, I have 4 cards. What do I keep here? Sunfall wouldn't be bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I don't want this. Well, I gotta get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just 1 card, right? Yeah, the big problem is I kind of want to play a bunch of good stuff. Virtue of Persistence was to be my next move. Victory! All right, playing against Cristian. 2 mana, lots of white, absolutely no white in the hand. So no. I'll keep that. What are we going to get rid of? Sunfall. Okay, so if I put Swamp out, we can Ossify on the next turn if we need to. Nothing to pin down, we're good to go. It's another Exile pin. Obviously, we're playing what looks like Domain. Leyline Binding is definitely in the Domain category. All right, we'll pin this thing down. What are we going to get rid of here? This card I'm not a big fan of. Let's just go fetch more mana. What do we have here already? We've got nothing. No blue, no white. Black. We got blue and white. We can take whatever we want. Usually white's what we want more of. Interesting. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just leave it. It's a slow path to 7, but at least I have it in my hand. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go ahead and cycle. Oh, sweet Jesus, people. Yeah, these guys are a little obnoxious here. There you go. You're gonna grab yourself sweet. I can't remember its name now. Shouldered. What not? Oh, it's slow. That's the reason why. All right, that's fine. We'll wait and just pin down shoulder when she comes out. Dun 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 dun. Flash! Guard! It's going to save the universe. Yoink. Can't do any of that. Oh, my turn. Okay, that's why. One, 2, 3. Let's just grab 4. What else can we get out of this deal? In the showcase showdown. There we go. One, I'm just going to kill that thing. 2. Okay, Leyline Binding. Boseiju. You can wipe the board. He's not a big board wiper with black like that. I don't have enough to put out 2 reds? Is that the deal? Crazy. One red. Yeah, we just have 1 red. I'm gonna have to Invasion of Zendikar just to go get red. Guess I shouldn't have been throwing away my reds, huh? I mean, he's gonna have to wipe the board to survive. He's not gonna like it. He's not gonna like it. All right, you killed one of them. All in! No math! There we go. In your face, victorious person. All right, I've been against Andy Savannah. Andy Savannah. Keep. Well, that's a lot of mana. No to goblins. Get in the pod. Jump in there. I don't want to see you. I'm just going slow because those things kind of get in the way. They're very powerful, but in fact, they provide so much type of mana. But yet, I do not want to suffer. Hold on to this just in case. This guy's going to provide a single mana. Alright, Chumpy McChumperson, get in the way. And 5, 6. Let's go for another. Get another land. We need white, I believe. We always seem to want more white. Yeah, totally need it. Jump! That's not going to do me any good. I need one. Oh, I got another one right there, huh? Let's do it this way then. All right, still got 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought that was much closer to 7 already. Oh, it's because I had that extra mana. All right. What does he got? And what do I got? It'd be nice to start bringing these things out. Incubate. Hope I pick up another mana next turn. That'd be really nice. Sword of mana. Go for red. Welcome to Battlefield, Buster. Always appreciate a good chump. Yikes. All right, we're good. Here we go. I'll lose 5 life for this. That's fine. So now we can start being able to play his creatures or my creatures. What's who's in there? Graveyard Trespasser? Alright. Versus a flying 3/4. Doesn't really matter. Oh, it's taking it back. Alright, we are pretty swole at the moment. You'd have to wipe the board. Otherwise, we're killing. What do we got as far as creatures are concerned? Nothing and nothing. Alright, Virtue of Pace Persistence is not going to help out too much. Alright, going for the full attack. He's going to get 7 life out of the deal. Still, I'm doing like 20. Alright, he's going to get 3. And he can gain 7 more in his next turn. It's down to 2. Well, that was disappointing. Defeat! Alright, we're playing against Zeev. As in short for Zeblafan. Keep. No reds. I don't like the fairies. They seem to be passive aggressive. Sucker, sucker fish. It's funny, I've seen like Azorius soldiers have been playing with our pal Skrelv there. Ooh, Esper. Alright, he's not going to be doing anything of any particular good. Let's round it out. Let's get... Oh, man. Do we really need another white? Now we got 2 whites there. Let's go for what we don't have. And black is the other thing we need, right? Nice board wipe would be really nice. Black, and we'll go for red. Let's pop that guy open. I don't think he's going to give up his Raffine there. Vigilance haste. This guy's got Ward 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's probably best for me to do a herd. Both my guys are gone. There we go. Auto pay! Apparently he just wanted to do it anyway. Alright, what you got up your sleeve? That little dude, huh? Just double up. And we win! 26 life, not enough. Victory! Alright, here we are with Abzan 67. This deck ended up being really good. I ended up getting an 80% win rate out of it. 80%. Yeah, I mean, it was a good deck. It wasn't necessarily the most exciting deck, but if you're looking to win some games, this deck definitely has some juice in it. So let's talk about who is the MVP, who is the most valuable player in this deck. It would probably be... so I don't want to call the ones up here. The 6s and 7s, those are what you build for, right? It's what is it that's early game, maybe mid game, that completely changes the nature of the game. I almost have to say it's going to be Archangel of Wrath, just because you could do, 4 points of damage potentially split out into 2-point increments, which means you could take out 2 guys potentially, as well as getting yourself a flying life linking 3/4 out there. That is a big deal. It'll cost you, what is it, 6 to play? Worst case scenario, you put it out for 4, and he's just a flying life link 3/4, which is still really good. That's probably your MVP. This deck, it's just, you have to be patient with it. And it doesn't turn on a dime. It builds and builds. You control what's going on, and then you start throwing out big, gigantic threats, and that's what you're going to do with it. So, yeah, I guess Topiary Stomper is pretty decent as well. Just you can't use it for anything until you get 7 lands on the board. So then you get a Vigilant 4/4, which is pretty decent. All right, was this deck competitive? Well, according to the AetherHub, it got an average of 67%, which is well into the competitive range. I was rolling at like 100% for the first 3 games. Lost 1, picked it up. So 5 games in total, we got a 80% win rate. Yeah, this deck is definitely in the competitive category. I would definitely say so. Definitely competitive. Yep, it's definitely that way. All right, was this deck fun? It was all right. It was pretty decent. The deal was I kind of felt like it was slow. It wasn't, I'm such an aggro guy that when I play decks like this, I get a little uppity about it. Now, I mean, you're playing stuff. You're playing your ramp. You got a lot of green ramp going on up here, trying to get out more and more stuff. And you're building towards it. And then if people start putting things out you don't like, guess what you got? Ossification, Touch Spirit Realm, Sunfall, Leyline Binding. You got the ability to pin their dudes down, wipe the board, whatever it takes. You got control. So you kind of got control ramp going on. And then when finally you make your way up to 7 mana, 7's the key here, you start laying everything else down. You start getting out your Virtue. You get out Etali. You get your Herd out, Atraxa. And it's hard, but you definitely have a deck that makes use of 7 mana. You're putting out some giant thumpers, some Godzillas. You're going to be going to town. I mean, Sunfall could be so instrumental if they've swarmed up, and then you end up getting some huge incubate guy out of the deal. It could be really, really good. I think the weirdest part about this deck is all of the Tri-lands. They come out like crazy, and they are so incredibly slow, but they are all over the place. Looking at these numbers here, that's 1 of that, 2 of that, 3 and 4. it felt like it was something like 20 tri-lands by the amount that I was getting constantly and all the time. These basic lands, I'm surprised that they're even in here. It didn't feel that way when I played it. All right, so was this a fun deck? Yeah, when you finally got up to this level, usually people would give up, though, once you started throwing out the big heavies. So, I don't know. It didn't have the splash that a nice aggro deck. It didn't have the synergy of a combo deck. It was just ramp and control followed by this. Really, it makes it into mid-range, but with some very definite themes of ramp and control. All right, was this deck interesting? I mean, yeah, it was interesting, like I was saying, because it's strong ramp and strong control. And lastly, it's big, gigantic dudes that do awesome stuff and pull cards from graveyards and things like that. Man, that is so good. So it's 3 very strong themes, and the deck does it all. It does it all. Like, this thing's called Abzan, which is white, black, and green. Thing is, we also have red, and we have, blue. So it's almost a 5C deck. But, yeah, I don't say this is just Selesnya. Because it's like, do I really care that it's going to be, is there a black in here anywhere other than it's a high end? Yeah, I guess not. All right, anyways, yeah, where I picked it up from said that this was an Abzan deck, but it's not Abzan enough. Maybe because this is the only card with red, it didn't count that. While there are 2 cards that have black in it, so maybe that counts it. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, so anyways, there we go. It was interesting to a certain degree. The cards didn't have a lot of synergy. It's not like the control worked with the ramp. Ramp did what ramp does. Control does what control does. And then you get out your giant dudes and you beat people. And it doesn't really work with it at all. It's just you get there and it does it. And everything works and everything does its thing. But it was interesting seeing all 3 of those threads so intertwined and just making it happen. All right, so let's add this up. Was this deck competitive? Yes. Was it fun? I was all right. Was this deck interesting? It was sort of okay. So there you go. I got 2 half-assed categories and 1 full category. I'm going to give this deck a solid A. I just think that its win rate counts for a lot. It's a good deck to play, and it's not the stupidest deck in the world. So yeah, it's a solid A. And so if you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun as I did. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, screw you guys, I'm going home. Bye.